I really wish that we could put the AI genie back in the bottle, but we can't. And therefore, the enemy wants us to believe that it's not possible to put standards in place, okay, for AI. Put standards and enforcement of standards in place. And that's nothing new. That's how it is with all new technology. If you look at the history of the Federal Communications Commission and the Federal Trade Commission, it's very similar. It's like at first everybody could, people could make movies and show them in their local theater, and then the whole distribution system got managed, and it's really an eye opener. And so these patterns continue. They just continue as time moves forward in different ways with different disguises and costumes. Theater. But I am grateful for the opportunity to put my observations out there, and therefore we must continue to demand transparency and ethical standards and enforcement. So, Elon Musk deleted or canceled, we don't know for sure, but he suspended this rapper's Twitter account for reasons I won't mention here. I'll mention them on Rumble. And people were saying, oh, Elon, you're a free speech absolutist, aren't you? And there's so many trolls right now on Twitter. It's crazy town. But here's what I'm thinking about. Elon said that free speech is anything that's not illegal, right? And yeah, I think that's a good basic benchmark, right? But here's something else. It's okay to have ethical standards when they're transparent. Okay, now we know that all these platforms have been putting out their community guidelines. Yes, we know that. But they're actually very tedious. They're very tedious, they're not simple, and they systematically go after those who are fighting for transparency, those who are creating transparency, advocating for transparency. So that's why they'll say, well, you don't want us to have standards, and then look at you. You just ban this person, blah, 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 because what they love to do, right, the invisible enemy, what they love to do is make everything just one big relative soup. Like, there's no standards, there's no good, nobody's good, we can have murder on our movie screens, without end, and nobody can say anything because there's no standards. What is good? That's the kind of thing that creates the campaign by that fashion atelier that I was telling you about. That's the kind of thing. And it's this relativism that says, you can't make a better world because we're doing that, or, what is freedom? Because we want to be free to create mayhem. It's funny, we have laws, right? We have natural law, common law, natural rights. We have the rights in the Constitution. And then we have, outside of that law, we have mores and norms. Mores and norms of a civilization are important. They ensure that we are not really, at its core, it's about being predators. They ensure the protection of the weak. Our norms and our mores ensure the protection of those who cannot protect or defend themselves. And so, I think that Elon Musk suspended Kanye's, I said his name, Twitter account, perhaps as a mercy suspension, just for Kanye. I'm very concerned about him. I don't hold any ill will. I have my own opinions about what's going on, which again I will state on Rumble, but I'm very concerned for him. I do not think this is going to end well. I'm praying that it will resolve for him and for his children. But I'm telling you, it's hard not to. But I am really, I don't think it's going to end well. Okay, folks. Well, you know what? And then the last thought I would leave you with is these are the times that try men's souls, and these are the times when independent thinking is more important than ever. We must stay centered in our what we know to be true as a citizen of the world, as a citizen of the universe, as a person who values human life and defense of the helpless, as a more, we must center ourselves and think for ourselves because we're going to see a lot of crazy stuff going forward. And I say that with 100% certainty.